and welcome to Late Night Love, where real life gets messy and we don't look away. Tonight's episode dives into the chaos of work, the heartbreak and hilarity of parenting, and the tangled web of modern relationships. If you've ever packed a lunch, dodged a coworker's gossip, or questioned your partner's past, this one's for you. And we've got a couple quick reaction things we're going to do tonight. But before we start all that, make sure you send your questions, comments, suggestions, blah, 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 to love@latenightLove.us. And you can find us on all your favorite social medias. Do the like, subscribe thing and whatnot. And we really should answer our short comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, someone should. Okay. So we've got all that. So first off, we've got our live segment. Let me see. Where am I? Which set am I on? All right, so let's kicking off with the grind of the workplace. Whether you're dodging passive-aggressive emails or wondering why no one packs a damn lunch anymore, this segment has you covered. Or maybe not. We'll kind of find out as we kind of go through. We're going to try a little.
Because you're always cold on these.
Yeah. I paste them into the website. I don't always have time to read them. Like today, I had no time to read them.
Ooh, I love these days.
So I just posted them in, and we'll see what's going to happen. We're going to see what happens. First we show up, and then we see what happens.
Because I get to see how your mind works. Because you start out one place, and you go along, and you grow, and then about 3 minutes later, then you're like, wait a minute, Shazam. And then there's this big major thing.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. We're going to find out.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. All right, what are we starting off with today?
Okay. My boss walked in on me filling out job applications.
Did he say anything?
No, but things have been weird, apparently.
Well, yeah, don't fill those out at the job.
You really shouldn't. Yeah. That was your big clue. You know, you're on the job.
Well, I mean, you could have been on your break, but even still, right? People know that all people are looking for. People know where they sit, where their job sits in the economic ladder. They know people are off looking for better opportunities. They'd be dumb not to.
Yeah.
But, you don't necessarily want to rub their nose in it. Okay.
Oh, I whistleblowed on my colleagues as there was a health and safety risk, and my manager CC'd in my colleagues at the end of our conversation. Now I feel like my colleagues no longer trust me.
Well, from their perspective, for good reason, right?
You didn't go talk to them.
Yeah, you didn't tell them about it. You kind of whistleblowed on your colleagues about this health and safety risk that they knew they were taking. Right. Sometimes health and safety gets in the way of, yeah, but you're going to make me take an hour and a half to do a 5-minute job. Just get out of my way. And we're just going to do it. It happens. And then you get whistleblowed on like he's, deep throat or something. It's just some dudes didn't follow safety procedures, and you're going to, unless you're at like a nuclear.
I would be miffed at my manager.
Well, that too, but you're acting like, unless he's working at some place where that kind of safety has huge, a chemical plant, a nuclear plant, one of these things that, if you're just some dudes working in a warehouse and did something stupid, it happens every day. It's a common occurrence. You didn't whistleblow on anything.
You don't know that. It's possible
it's
he could have.
The only whistleblowing is if it's something, I'm guessing that this person is a bit more overstating you want to make it feel more important than it really was.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my guess. I was just doing the right things. Yeah, probably, but sometimes how you do the right thing is more important than what you do. And then your manager forgetting to delete all the other emails at the bottom, just being lazy, unless you were being nitpicky and even your manager thought so. And so he's going to let the crew deal with it.
That smacks of military, man.
It's how warehouses and assembly lines work for hundreds and hundreds of years. So there's just how it is sometimes.
Does that make it any? Oh, your fly's back.
Yeah, every time we're in here, there's the fly is in here.
But that doesn't mean it's still okay.
Yeah, I know.
Just because it's been going on.
Yeah, just because this fly keeps being in here doesn't mean it's okay.
She just wants a life.
I can have one somewhere else. Anyway, so yes, your colleagues aren't going to trust you because from their perspective, you've violated the trust of team.
Mm.
You know, you went around them and then, you know, depending upon how you said it, you know, maybe you exaggerated things and, yeah, because now they got to see how you interacted with your boss. May not be the necessarily, yeah, all right, we were being stupid and taking shortcuts because we were tired and at the end of the day and we didn't want to spend the extra 2 hours, you know, to do it the proper way. So we just got it done. Yeah. But then you were a whiny little pain about it. So now, again, it's how you do these things. It's just as important as
Now, has this ever happened to you before?
what with health and safety. I am the reason for regulation for rules in employees and workplaces. So has that happened to me before? Of course, it's happened to me before.
I wondered where this attitude was coming from.
I am the reason for meetings. So yeah, it happens. It happens. It is what it is. It changed rules for me. It's nothing new. All right, what do we have next?
My boss wants me to micromanage an incompetent coworker. So does he get his boss's pay too? Because he's doing his boss's job.
Well, it's not your boss's job to micromanage somebody else. It's your job to get somebody else to do it. You're a manager. Whether the other person likes it or not isn't really relevant. Now, as the manager, the boss should probably get that incompetent coworker to move on. Or maybe it's your job to figure out how to get this person who appears incompetent, but maybe probably isn't, just wasn't trained properly, doesn't really know the job. And so your job is to get them to know what they're supposed to do. So you're saying micromanage an incompetent coworker. You know, another way to look at that is it's your job to train somebody who is improperly trained.
Oh, that's a lovely spin on that. I like that.
So, you know.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah. You know, stop thinking of them if they're incompetent for a reason. Maybe they're a complete moron or out of league for the job they have, or maybe they just weren't properly trained.
Okay.
Oftentimes they just weren't properly trained. So now guess what? It falls on your plate. So do the job. It's your job. You know, sometimes your job is, you know, things beyond what's necessarily on your job description. I still don't have a job description, by the way. And yeah. So your job is to micromanage, and it is to get that coworker from incompetent to competent. That's your job. Not to micromanage them. It's to get them from -1 to 1.
There you go. It's an opportunity, you know.
If nothing else, you will learn new skills that you can use elsewhere.
Couldn't you put that on your resume?
Well, if you're successful.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
People with kids do less work than the rest of us. This guy just wanted to rant.
Yeah.
You know, with leaving for doctor's appointments and recitals and, you know.
So maybe the solution for that is for you to go spend more time with your nephews and nieces and brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and friends and family. That's what, take the time off. That's what they call paid time off for.
Yeah.
or they're sacrificing pay to go do that. So stop worrying about what other people. This is my solution to this kind of process. Don't worry about other people. Do your job and don't worry about what other people are or aren't doing.
That's so simple.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to be miserable. You're always comparing yourself to other people. Are you getting paid the same? Are you doing the same amount of work? Are you doing less amount of work? It's like trying to run around keeping a scorecard of everything your life interacts with. It's dumb and counterproductive. You spend so much mental energy focusing on what other people are not doing, rather than that energy that you could be used for anything for yourself.
Yeah, but how easy is it? Because sometimes it just gets annoying.
I'm not saying it doesn't get annoying, but you learn to shrug it off, like water off a duck's back, and you move on.
Okay.
You got to practice this stuff. It's not
All
like
right.
It's not like it's a light switch and you can turn it on and off and say, "Oh, I'm fine." No, it's practice. Like anything else, it's practice. You have to remind yourself that
that's important information.
That it's not your business, in a sense. Right? Focus on yourself. Save the time that you're spending thinking about them, thinking about you. Stuff you want to do. It's much more productive for you. Just think of the bad attitude you have in life because you're worried about what other people are and not doing. I spent all this time typing up a comment and a big old long rant Reddit, which means they thought about it for hours upon hours. So
at work.
Yeah. So
watching these people.
Yeah. I'm not even caring about the work productivity part of it one way or another.
No, I'm saying this is how much energy that goes into it.
I'm just saying forget work, for the betterment of yourself. Stop. Now you've got all this extra time and energy and, a better attitude to have a better life.
There you go.
Just saying. Okay.
Why don't more people pack lunches?
Because it takes planning, man.
You have to plan during your grocery shopping so you have enough for the week.
Not necessarily the week, even if
even a couple days, but you got to plan. And then if you're smart, you make it the night before and put it in the fridge.
Yeah, well, then you have half day old food stuck in it's already a half day old when you eat it, even if you make it in the morning. Then you make it now it's the whole essentially a day old food sandwich. If you're having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich stuck in the fridge for a day, it's not the greatest in the next day.
Well, no, you have ham and mustard.
Well, there's all kinds of things you can have for lunch. A lot of people have their leftover spaghetti or whatever from the night before. They'll have leftovers from the night before.
Then you got to fight for the microwave.
So why don't more people pack lunches? Well, they do. You go to people's warehouse jobs and jobs don't pay as well. You'll see a lot more people who bring their lunch.
Yeah.
Right. They may have a cooler in the truck and you don't see it because they don't care about you. They're out eating their lunch. Now, if you're sitting in San Francisco and you're one of the tech bros or whatever, and you're eating out every day and everybody around you is eating out every day, then how come no one's packing a lunch? Because they don't have to. Sometimes those places give them free lunch. Other times they're paid enough that they don't have to, why bring a lunch when you can go down the block to make a choice, whatever. And you're networking half the time at lunch anyway. So you don't really network when you're sitting there eating out of your lunch box. So it really kind of depends on where you exist in the workplace environment. You go down to the more blue collar stuff, they pack their lunch all the time. Now, except for maybe electricians. But everybody else packs their lunch. Electricians go to lunch.
I used to pack my lunch because I didn't like having to the stress of driving in lunchtime traffic, getting into some place that's packed, and I gotta wait for my food.
Yeah, and you got to go for lunch at the same time with everybody else is going to lunch.
Exactly.
And if you happen to get a slow crew that day, you could end up being late without even getting to eat your lunch.
Exactly. I hated that.
I drive home. I drive a 7-8 minute drive home, eat lunch, and then go back.
It is not 7 minutes, is it?
No, here, no. But when I would other places, I would,
Okay.
I'd go home, even if it was almost 10-minute drive, hoping you don't hit traffic. You get home for 10 minutes at most. All right.
Does your boss make you study your job while you're at work?
That's called education. Yes. And you're lucky that your boss lets you do that at work.
At work.
Yeah. What are you complaining about? That's, part of learning your job is being really good at it. And you can't become really good at it without studying in some form. Especially if you're like a salesman or something, you've got a wide range of products that people call you for or something. Mm-hmm. How they all interact with each other and whatnot. So, yeah, you're lucky that
most people have to. In fact, I knew someone who was in that exact same position with radios. Actually, it was radios. They had to take them home.
Yeah. When I worked way back when on assembly lines, they'd actually give you their product catalogs and you'd take them home, right? And you had to study them to see what each product does, what its limitations are. Now, we on the assembly line didn't really care, so we just didn't pay any attention to it because we just followed what was on the order. That's all we cared about. But the guys who are in sales, they have to know what to use for what applications, under what conditions, and they have to and they have to design these. And so they have to know all these products in and out, so yeah, this is the fact that you're allowed to do it on the job while at work is a benefit of the modern era, I guess.
It really is.
Yeah. So yes, lots of places make you study your job while you're at work. Lots of times I'm doing research at work, right? Lots of times I'm going, I don't know what to do. No one else does either. So guess who's figuring it out, right? It happens far more than people realize. Some issue comes up, no one in the place has ever dealt with that thing before. So guess what? Someone's got to figure it out. So anyway.
And that be you.
Yeah. All right. So what is last?
Okay. Last question for the live questions. How do you deal with coworkers that stand around and talk and gossip all day? Abuse sick time, break and lunch hours.
You mind your own business. If you notice it, so do the people who are in charge.
Believe you me.
And
they really do.
What you say is stand around and gossip all day. It's probably not all day. Abuse sick time, break time, lunch hours. No, you have bosses who don't nitpick over 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Right? As long as your productivity levels are high enough, they don't really care the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And if you can gossip half the day and still get 8 hours worth of work done, he doesn't care, right? Because you're still getting your 8 hours worth of work done. And the reality is they're not gossiping half the day, it just feels like it. And sometimes you're working while you're gossiping, right? People are working with the person next to them, and so they're just chatting every day, going through their mindless tasks that they can go through. And person sitting on the other side of the cubicle don't want to hear it, right? Gets tired of listening to it. I would this mindless chatterbox, the chatter that these people are engaged in. And yes, it is probably mindless chatter, but it's getting them through the day. So here's my thing. Do the man thing and learn to ignore it. It's like we can drive down.
You said it. I didn't.
What? We can. But we have to learn to ignore it. It's not like it's an innate skill.
No, be a man.
Yeah. Man up and learn to ignore it.
You learn how to ignore. Well, I that's not exclusively a male skill.
Oh, really? Would anybody tell those two women to man up and shut up? I'm just saying. I don't think it's. Yes, learning what to hear and what not to hear are skills that even women have, but men are uniquely qualified for whatever reason at literally not being able to hear it. Just, I no longer hear that noise. It's like the car, when your car's dinging because you haven't had your seatbelt on, it's dinging away and you don't care because you're no longer hearing it.
I always hear it and it makes me crazy. Every time we drive to the grocery store, it's only a block. Thank goodness.
I don't even hear it. I know it's dinging. I just don't hear it. It's like listening to the children. You don't hear most of the noise. You only hear whatever it is
And that's what I was thinking. You got your mom. I had my mom dar on. When I hear certain phrases, or I kind of black it all out until they're screaming and yelling. Then hold on, what's happening here?
So there's different ways of that, but back to the same one was we talked about earlier. Mind your own business and don't make it yours. You'll be much happier that way.
I agree.
All right. So if you ever felt like your office is a reality show with no cameras, you are not alone. Step out of the fluorescent. Oh my God.
You can do it.
Step out of the fluorescent lights and into the living room. It's time to talk parenting on our next episode. Have a good night, and please remember to love everybody.
Good